So there's a very strange obsession that teachers have these days with wanting validation from their kids, validation from their students. I don't understand why grown adult teachers are looking for validation from students when at the end of the day they should only be seeking validation from other adults. But the problem is that validation that they're seeking is almost impossible to get from other adults because adults can see right through the BS, whereas kids are more susceptible to indoctrination and are forced to believe certain things in order to get the approval of adults. You know, kids are always seeking the approval of adults over time. And now we have a video that comes to us from Libs of TikTok, one of which is just like every other freaking teacher that Libs of TikTok blew up from, basically exposing. But the funny thing is, these teachers expose themselves. That's the most hilarious thing. These videos are not like videos that are made as hit pieces against these teachers. They literally make these videos themselves and then upload it online because they're so proud that they got validation from their elementary school students who don't know any better. It's a really weird thing, and I don't know why they always all look the same. Every single one of them look absolutely crazy. So we're going to get into this particular video and then we're going to talk about it. But the headline from Libs of TikTok says, non-binary teacher explains how sad it is that parents teach their kids that there's only two genders and so they want to be more open with students about it. These are the people teaching your kids. All I got to say, one thing before we start looking at this video, if you guys are not aware of who is teaching your kids, if you're not aware of what the school system is teaching your kids, you need to get involved, especially if it has to do with stuff like this that you don't want your kids either knowing or being exposed to before they're ready. You definitely need to get involved. So let's check out the video. I'm going to play it. I'm actually going to break this one down because it's a bit long. So let's play some major parts and then talk about it.
So, something that happened the other day was I was in class and the students all call me Coach Kelly. And a common question to ask is, why are you called Coach Kelly? Do you actually coach anything? And I'm like, yeah, I do. But we call me Coach Kelly because, you know, I'm not a woman or a man. So I'm not Mrs. or Mr.
You're a woman. You can try to be anything else you want, but you're obviously a woman. This is like, come on. Like you can, these people try to fight biology so hard. They try to fight biology so hard. And like I say all the time, you're more than welcome to be whatever you want in society. You can do that. That's your right. Once you're 18 years old, you could be whatever the hell you want to be, and nobody's going to think twice about it. The problem that people have is when you are constantly trying to dictate the speech of others and initiate totalitarian viewpoints to try to make yourself feel validated. That's when people have a major problem with it. Otherwise, if you would have just shut the hell up and said, you are this, and just kept it moving, nobody would care. They might call you crazy for like 5 seconds and then get on with their lives. But the moment you kept trying to dictate how they talk, not only towards you, but towards other people, and you're requesting, or I should say demanding, for them to change their speech, that's when it becomes a problem. But let's continue.
I'm Coach. And most of the students are like, okay, cool, whatever. We're like, yeah, you look like a boy, but you still nice wears dresses, so it kind of makes sense.
You don't look like a boy. And the fact that these kids said you look like a boy just goes to show how little they actually know.
And then one student raises his hand and goes, well, my mom says that you can't exist because when you're born, the Bible says that you're born either a girl or a boy.
All right, it's not just the Bible that says that. It's literally science. Like, it's biology. You're either a boy or a girl, okay? I went to a hospital recently, and whenever they ask you what's the gender of your new baby, they say either male or female. They don't ask whether or not it's anything in between, because none of that should exist when it comes to actual biology or state records or anything like that. It might exist for private companies that want to pander to your particular group, but when it comes to state-led stuff, it's only male or female. I apologize. That's just the truth. Not only that, if you look at any clothing, all clothing is only available in male or female. You wonder why after a certain point. But I mean, just, like I said, you could be whatever the hell you want. I don't care. But you trying to dictate the speech of others is the big problem.
And yeah, and I was like, some people believe that. And as a queer Christian, that just breaks my heart.
Of course she's a queer Christian. Of course she's a queer Christian. Who saw that coming a mile away? These people love to pretend like there are certain things because it makes them seem like their argument's more valid because she's a queer Christian, quote unquote. Come on.
That something like two identities of mine are being used to harm children.
If you have two identities, there used to be a name for that. Okay, and that's when mental illness was taken seriously in this country. There used to be a name for that. Now there isn't. Now it's just accepted because it's easier to let people be lost in their crazy thoughts than it is to actually try to help them. But let's continue.
Right. And then it pretty much broke my heart, especially when a lot of kids in the class like agreed and said their parents had the same thing. And I know it's something in their parents, right? It's not, the kids are just believing what they're told.
It's amazing that you accuse the kids of believing what they're told when it comes to their parents, but you don't think that they're being forced to believe what they're told when it comes to you and your ideology. You think that you're morally superior. You think you're correct. You're more correct than the parents. If all those parents are saying one thing and you're the one saying the other, you think you're the one that's right and all of them are wrong? It makes you wonder, why is it okay for them to believe what you're saying, but it's not okay for them to believe what their parents are saying? Isn't that a little weird? Let's continue.
And then I also do all the after-school activities, and two of my favorite kids, one of them, she corrected herself without being reminded or anything.
This is when I start to believe that they start making up the story, all right? Because if you notice that the common factor between all these stories from these teachers is they always try to say, oh yeah, my kids totally said this. My kids totally said that. And they always seem to be something that supports the validation of this person's mindset. It's always that case. You really think that all these kids are starting to think and act this way? I don't think so. There's a lot of kids that push back against it because their parents teach them very well. So when you come out and say these things, I tend to not believe you, and it becomes to be one of those stories where it's like, trust me, bro, it's totally true. But let's continue.
And someone else, he takes too long in the bathroom, one of the little kids. And I said, if you don't come back soon, I'm going to check on you. And he's like, well, you can't go in the boys' bathroom. And another one of the kids, who hates every single teacher he comes into contact with, said, yes, they can. They're non-binary, so they can use whatever bathroom they want.
Yeah, see, that's weird. That's when it gets weird. So you're proud that you indoctrinated a kid to be totally fine with some opposite gender person going into their gendered bathroom to check on them. You don't think that's weird? So you're totally okay with a guy going into a girl's bathroom to go check on the girl? Seriously? You're fine with this. I want to clarify what this person said. They said that this is the kid corrected themselves. So this is the correct way of thinking, that they're fine with one gender going into the opposite gender's bathroom. They're totally fine with that. Okay, starting to get a little weird.
Because someone they love is non-binary, they're okay with it, right?
This person's getting emotional over what a kid said. I want you to realize how unstable this person is. You're getting emotional over what a kid said because they validated your non-binariness. You understand? That's kind of weird. Don't you agree? I would say that's a little weird.
We need to stop teaching our kids that it's this or that, or that it's wrong, because it's not.
It's not wrong. You are literally either a male or female.
And quite frankly, being open and having kids see that like that.
This person's crying over the fact that they indoctrinated kids. They're happy over that. They're so happy that they're crying about it. You see that? I can't. I'm trying. I shouldn't really laugh at it because it's a real serious thing. It really is a serious thing. Like Libs of TikTok said, these are the people teaching your kids, right? This person is crying over the fact that they indoctrinated kids. That's what they're happy about. I just want to make that very clear.
It just warms my heart that those are the people. There's enough of those people who are going to be running the world one day.
That's what this person's hoping for. They're hoping that the kids who are okay with opposite genders going into their gendered bathroom are going to be running the world one day, so that this person could feel more validated in the future, and it's easier for them to continue their crazy ideology as time goes on. It's literally indoctrination.
And I look forward to it. And that is why I'm a teacher.
Dude, she literally said, I look forward to it, and that's why I'm a teacher. I can't with these people. Know who's teaching your kids. Flat out, know who's teaching your kids, because if crazy people like this are teaching your kids, you need to know about it. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought of today's video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.